We live in a golden age of self-improvement. The wellness industry is worth trillions. Biohacking is more mainstream than ever, and we have infinite access to mindfulness apps, optimization tools, and even transformational retreats. Yet despite all of this, anxiety, depression, and loneliness are at all-time highs. We check every single wellness box, and yet something feels off. It begs the question, is self-help really helping? If you've ever felt like modern wellness is missing something, like it's become more of a performance than a path to true healing, then you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to explore what's really going on, and more importantly, how to reclaim the essence of well-being to support you in living an interesting and fulfilling life. So let's talk about the first horseman of modern wellness, individualism. The idea that healing, self-development is a solo project, an endless self-improvement quest that we have to conquer alone. We've been conditioned to believe that fixing ourselves, which we're going to talk about more later, is an isolated journey. It's all about self-help, self-development, working on yourself. But what if I told you that the most powerful healing doesn't happen in solitude? It happens in community, when we find that sense of common unity. And the truth is that healing has never been a solo mission. It's deeply communal at its core. Connection is one of the most potent medicines that we have, and studies have actually found that in secular societies, more people live alone, more people are isolated. There's something inherently community-led in spiritual and religious spaces that mainstream secular society has disregarded. It's like we've thrown the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to traditional meaning structures. When we come together, when we share our struggles, and we witness each other in our shared humanity and vulnerability without judgment, we heal faster and more deeply than we ever could have alone. The second horseman, escapism. This is the promise of temporary relief without true integration and healing. We chase peak experiences through psychedelic trips, meditation retreats, intense breathwork sessions, and while these moments can be, no doubt, incredibly powerful, they often can become a cycle of temporary highs, temporary and momentary relief that don't fundamentally change how we live, how we think, how we feel, how we operate in the world around us. Real healing isn't about escaping life. It's about facilitating a way of engaging with it more fully. It's not about momentary transcendence, it's about learning how to be more present, even in the face of discomfort. That's the difference between transformation and just another dopamine hit. We have to integrate these experiences. Integration is the difference between an experience that helps us escape our reality and one that can fundamentally shift and change our reality, to help us transform and return to a higher plateau in our lives, and using these experiences of the profound to give us a deeper appreciation of the mundane. The third horseman is perfectionism, where wellness practices stop being liberating and start becoming a new way to feel inadequate. Meditation becomes a competition. Yoga is about the perfect posture. Positivity turns toxic. Instead of spaces of refuge, wellness becomes another test that we're all failing. Many people that I know, myself included, entered into this world of personal development and healing because they were suffering, struggling, and likely, certainly in my case, with an underlying belief that perhaps in some way that they're not good enough. But the wellness world as it is today continues to push that narrative, that you're a problem to be solved, a puzzle to be fixed, that there is something inherently inside of you that is wrong and broken. But here's the truth. Healing is messy. Growth isn't about a flawless, disciplined approach. It's about self-compassion and acceptance. The most powerful practices are the ones done not perfectly, but with presence, patience, and self-acceptance. And finally, we come to the fourth horseman, commodification, where wellness stops being about healing and starts being more about profit. Ancient technologies, things like breathwork, meditation, indigenous healing practices, get stripped for parts, get stripped of their depth, and sold as neatly packaged silver bullet promising products. Healing, which should be accessible and universal, becomes something only for the privileged. But here's the thing, right? The most powerful tools in well-being are free. Your breath, time in community, moving your body, getting out into nature and being truly present aren't products, they're birthrights, and we just have to reclaim them. So how do we actually go about reclaiming authentic healing? How do we move past these nasty 4 horsemen and create true well-being for everybody? Firstly, we remember that healing happens together. Seek spaces where people share vulnerably, not just performative progress. Secondly, we engage with wellness as a way to be more present, not as a way to escape. The goal isn't transcendence, it's deep embodiment. The answer isn't somewhere out there, it's in here. Thirdly, let go of your perfectionism. This is a really hard one. Your life doesn't need to be optimized anymore. Your meditation doesn't need to be flawless. You just need to show up, practice, and support yourself, and begin again. And finally, reclaim what can't be sold. Your breath, connection to yourself and other people, purpose, presence. The most powerful healing tools will never come in a subscription box. Healing isn't something we buy, and it's not something we do alone. It's something we experience together. Breath by breath, moment by moment, we heal to live, not live to heal.